You know, from the absolute deepest parts of the ocean to the highest peaks of the mountains, our planet is just teeming with an incredible variety of life. It's such a massive spectacle that, honestly, it's easy to take for granted. So in this explainer, we're going to dive into a source that tries to capture that wonder, exploring the dazzling diversity of existence and asking a really profound question about where it all comes from.
The source we're looking at kicks things off with this really beautiful, almost poetic line. It totally sets the stage for what feels like a tour of life itself. It's a journey that's going to take us from the familiar all the way to the microscopic, all tied together by this idea of a fantastic luster. All right, so to get this journey started, we have to ask a basic question. Where do you even find all this life? Well, our source material begins by painting this picture of a world that is completely, totally saturated with it, in all the places you'd expect and a whole lot of places you'd never even imagine. Now, what's just wild here is the sheer scope. It's not just about different climates, right? It's about different dimensions. Life has basically conquered the horizontal plane from the equator out to the poles, and the vertical one, from deep inside the Earth all the way up into the sky. It's just an incredible display of resilience and adaptability.
Okay, but let's completely shift our perspective for a second. We've been looking at the planetary scale. Now let's zoom in, and I mean way, way in, to a world that's completely invisible to the naked eye.
And this, right here, perfectly captures the great paradox of microbial life, doesn't it? A single bacterium is practically nothing on its own, but together, their collective impact is absolutely monumental. They're like the unseen architects of our entire world. And it's not like it's all just one thing, you know? The source points out this dazzling variety. We're talking bacteria, viruses, lactobacillus, even things called actinomycetes. All these different forms creating a complex, bustling ecosystem happening right under our noses. All right, let's zoom back out. We're going from the microscopic to the majestic. The source next walks us through this dazzling parade of the animal kingdom. And honestly, the scale of it is just hard to wrap your head around. Just let that number sink in for a minute. 1 million species of insects alone. The source describes their world as both gorgeous and bizarre, which, I mean, that feels just about perfect for everything from a shimmering butterfly to some kind of strange armored beetle. And then you look up to the skies, and there are more than 9,000 species of birds. The source points out how their agility and their valiant shapes have always inspired people, you know, making us yearn for freedom and just letting our thoughts soar. And then, of course, you've got the world beneath the waves, an entire kingdom of countless fishes, shrimps, and shell creatures that the source calls fantastic and unimaginable. And for good reason, right? It's a realm of life that is still packed with mysteries. And back on dry land, we see this incredible display of power and adaptation. We're talking hundreds of thousands of species, from the tiniest shrew to the biggest elephant. And each one has its own unique toolkit, its own strategies for survival. They all show what the source calls a strong and vigorous bearing.
But life isn't just about animals running and flying around. There's this whole other kingdom. A quieter one, but one that's just as vast and, well, magical. The world of plants.
Get this, over 100,000 species of flowers. The source gets really colorful here, describing them as vying with beautiful girls in their riotous profusion of colors. It's such a vivid image, and it really captures that enchanting, almost overwhelming beauty of the floral world.
And just look at the incredible range of forms here. The vegetable kingdom goes from lichens just clinging to a rock all the way up to the towering height of a redwood. It's got gentle, swaying grass and these powerful, meandering vines. It's just a testament to life's ability to find a shape for pretty much any purpose. The source sums up the whole plant kingdom with this really powerful phrase. It suggests that its variety is so wonderful that it excels the very work of nature itself. That's just a statement of pure awe at its complexity and beauty. So, after seeing this incredible parade of life, from the microscopic to the majestic, the source pivots. It shifts gears, moving away from just observation to a really deep, fundamental question. And this is the central mystery, isn't it? After you've seen all of this complexity, all this beauty, the natural question is, well, where did it all come from? How did this happen?
And the source drills right down into the fascinating details. It's not just the big picture that's stunning. The complexity is there at the simplest level imaginable. It asks,
How can a single-celled organism do all this stuff? Capture food, move around, even reproduce when it doesn't have a brain or any of the organs we associate with those actions?
And from here, the questions just start coming, one after another, each one pointing to a specific, almost seemingly designed feature you see out there in the natural world.
The questions keep coming. Now the source turns its attention to flight, a marvel of biological engineering that has captivated us for, well, forever.
And then the focus shifts a bit, from function to pure form, from the practical to the aesthetic. Why all the incredible beauty? The source calls it the beautiful close of the flowers.
And finally, the questioning turns inward, to us, asking about the origin of our own complex inner workings, both physical and, you could say, metaphorical too. So after that whole cascade of questions, the source material we've been exploring puts forward its own very definitive answer. To the big question of who, it responds, who else but the greatest creator? The source wraps up its journey of wonder by suggesting that the only explanation for this vast, intricate tapestry of life is a singular, ultimate intelligence. A final, provocative thought from our source material to leave us with.